Good evening. Welcome to ExPat InSights. I'm your host Raju Mandhyan. Here at ExPat InSights, we take external views of internal successes by foreigners, expats and immigrants who have made Philippines their home and are doing good in Philippines, either in business or society. Today we have the special honor of having a guest from a beautiful country, a very pristine and a pure country called Pakistan. Our guest tonight is His Excellency, Ambassador to the Philippines, Mandhyan. Good evening, sir. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum, Raju.
Welcome to ExPat InSights, sir.
Thank you very much, Raju. Thank you very much.
This show highlights everything that is good about every community, every country. So, before we start talking about Pakistan, sir, tell us about yourself. What brought you to the Philippines? Of course, the job, but
yes, exactly.
About yourself a bit, a little background on you.
Raju, I am from the Foreign Service of Pakistan.
Yes, sir.
I joined the Foreign Service in 1982. Among my posting, the first posting was to Germany, and it was through a very historic phase.
Yes, sir.
At that time, it was in 1986. So it was Germany was West Germany and East Germany.
There was still the wall.
There was still the wall, the
Yes,
famous
sir.
wall.
Yeah.
I was in West Germany, and Bonn was the capital, and 89 the wall went down. I was posted out just a couple of months before that.
Ronald Reagan was president.
Exactly,
yeah,
and then it was there, and so after Germany, Bonn, I was in Baghdad, which was again a very a moment when the country was under sanctions. For traveling out, we have to travel more than 900 kilometers, go to Amman, Jordan, then catch the flight. So it was really a whole day trip. So that was another experience. After Baghdad, it was Hague. The Hague,
yes, sir.
The capital of the Netherlands.
Yeah.
A beautiful country, all this, as you know, it's below sea level, so many windmills and lakes and water all around, and it's a beautiful country. Then after Hague, I was there first at the embassy, later on I was also there at an international organization, which is the OPCW, Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons. It's an organization which is really doing something great. It is eliminating or finishing off one form of weapon of mass destruction, which is chemical weapons.
Right, the one that was used in the Korean War.
In the Korean Wars, and there are so many places, other places where it has been used. And it's one of the worst things. It kills a person very badly. And the one thing good about it,
it's merciless.
It's merciless, and it's terrible. During the First World War, it was used, and also, I'm glad the countries of the world, they decided that one of these weapons of mass destruction, like any other weapon of mass destruction, which are horrible, they should be totally eliminated.
So what is this organization called?
OPCW, Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons. And this
OPCW,
and it is in The Hague, it's a secretariat, and this was formed because of the Chemical Weapon Convention, which is the convention which made it there. Then after Hague, before coming to the Philippines, my last posting was in New York. I was the Consul General there. There it's a place of its own. It's world famous. It's the capital of the world in a way, because New York, it's the Central Park, the Times Square, and of course there I had the states which are on the east side. More than 400,000 Pakistanis were in my jurisdiction.
In Pakistan?
Half a million nearly. That was only in my jurisdiction, and it was a great crowd. They were great people. And all working there honestly and doing something for the American, because of their presence, they were adding up to the American economy, and of course their presence there for the Pakistanis, for Pakistan itself was great. And from there, in October 2009, I was posted to the Philippines, in Manila, and since then I'm the ambassador here, and it's a pleasure to be here, meeting people like you and friendly people all around. It's a great.
This is a loving country.
It's a lovely place. The people are really very polite, courteous, friendly.
We call it cariñoso.
Cariñoso, okay.
So you picked up a little Tagalog here, yeah?
Magandang umaga po, and magandang gabi, and so of course, a little bit.
Sir, so before we talk about Pakistan, before we talk about where Pakistan is today, where it's going to go, you've seen the world from a very different perspective in the last 20 years. You've seen the Berlin Wall come down, and then you've been to Baghdad and the West, and of course now you're in East. Tell us how the world is becoming flatter. It's becoming nicer, a place to live in. No? But how have you seen it change in the last 25, 30 years that you have been a diplomat and have lived on such a level where you can see down at the world?
Yeah. Of course, very good question, Raju. At the time once I started off, there was a Cold War. There was the Soviet Union,
it was a
and
scary world.
It was a scary world, and then there were basically two camps, and either you are in this camp and in that camp, and those time the countries were in a difficult position who wanted to be neutral, like Pakistan, to be friendly with war, because Soviet Union, now Russia, it's our neighbor after Afghanistan is the Central Asian Republic, and at that time it's part of the Soviet Union. So it was difficult. Now it's a different world altogether. Now it's more about economics, it's more about the national ecology, it's more about nature, because now the threats to the world are more on the environment side, more on the sustainable development, how it is to be carried forward. And everyone, all the countries of the world, no matter which part of the world they are, directly or indirectly it affects the other country in the world. And so we all understand the time has come that everybody has to live peacefully, has to have an understanding and have to have a cooperation, because we have to coexist. There is no doubt about it. And people are growing in every country. Pakistan, 180 million population, our neighbor, they all have more than 1 billion population. China in the north, India on the east. And it's one of those areas where we all have to have a moment where there's peace, there's tranquility, there's cooperation for the betterment of the people. And this is what is changing. People are understanding this thing pretty well, pretty fast.
They say when a butterfly flaps its wings in Brazil, there's a storm in Texas. You know, so small things that we do in a certain part of the world have effects long distance and long term. So I'm glad you see this. In fact, that's the objective of this show, to put across the fact that what a small community does in one place has an effect on the rest of the world, and how to bring about peace. So maybe, sir, maybe you'd like to switch places with me, and you become the show host and I become the guest.
I think we are doing a wonderful job. And I think carry forward. The questions are relevant. You know, it's not the answer, it is what you ask, and then you draw out the right question.
Okay. So I hope I do the right questions from here until the end of the show. Now, we'll be coming to a break in about 2 minutes. Could you please tell us a bit about Pakistan history, a little bit of culture, and the culture you grew up in? What is Pakistan all about? What is the heart of Pakistan?
Excellent. Very nice. You know, first of all, the theme of your program, Pure and Pristine Pakistan.
Pure and Pristine Pakistan.
And that is Pakistan.
Purely Pakistan.
Purely Pakistan. And as you know that Pakistan, it means, that Pak means pure. And Istan is the land. So basically Pakistan is the land of the pure. So this is what the name itself means. We started off our struggle basically in 23rd March 1940, when the Muslims of the subcontinent, they decided to have a homeland of their own, and the struggle started. Within 7 years, on 14th August 1947, which will be just after 2 weeks now, and we will be celebrating...
We call it Happy Independence Day.
Exactly, we will be celebrating our anniversary, 64th anniversary of the independence of Pakistan. So we got our independence. And since then, Pakistan has been on a trajectory of moving forward. Once we started off, as you know, it's all in history, there was a mass migration, the country was poor, we hardly had any industry. And now Pakistan is among the most developed country of the world. It has a population which is vibrant, it has a population which is working towards the betterment and looking forward. And this is what Pakistan is today. It is a country which has a future, which is you can say the linchpin between Asia and Central Asia, because of our geopolitical position of Pakistan.
You're right behind the mountains.
We are in the foothills of the mountains. We are in the middle. Because in a way, in being in the Philippines, I can tell you that Pakistan can act as a connect between the ASEAN and the Central Asian Republic.
Are you a part of ASEAN or not?
We are a sectoral partner, and hopefully soon Pakistan is going to be
the 11th or the 12th member of ASEAN?
No, we are not a member. We are.
But you will become once.
No, it's still, because we are not in East Asia. We will be then a full dialogue partner, for which Pakistan has already applied with the ASEAN, and we are working towards it. And I'm sure, like Philippines and Malaysia, Indonesia, most of the countries in ASEAN, they are very supportive of Pakistan joining in as a full dialogue partner. We are already a sectoral partner since 90s, and now it is time that we'll become the full dialogue partner, and I'm pretty sure it will be there soon.
It will be a good association.
Because it is good for everyone, not only for the ASEAN, for the East Asia, for the Central Asia, for Asia
itself. Pan-Pacific
because
region.
You know, it will connect. because of our Gawada port in the south, which is near to Karachi.
Right.
It's a port which can service the whole of ASEAN country, and then they can have a direct access to the Central Asian Republic. Trade can flourish, countries can have movements, and that will be good for the people.
Life and business.
Life and business.
So let's take a break, and we'll come back and talk to you about Pakistan and Philippines. We'll go a little bit deeper into the bilateral relationships of Pakistan and Philippines. So please stay with us. We are with the Ambassador of Pakistan, and we'll come back after the break. I'm your host Raju Mandhyan, and you are watching ExPat InSights.
And you would witness some of the most spectacular scenery, culture, and people that you could ever imagine. This is Pakistan.
Good evening. Welcome back to ExPat InSights. We are here with the Ambassador of Pakistan, His Excellency ExIn073111Amb.Razi, and we are talking about Pakistan. He just shared with us the history of Pakistan, and now he'll tell us about the bilateral relationships between Philippines and Pakistan. Sir, so what is happening between Philippines and Pakistan? Can you give us a little brief insight?
Oh, yes. Pakistan and Philippines, they established their diplomatic relation on 18 September 1949. So basically more than 62 years back, and we have, since then, we have an excellent relationship, literally on all fronts, because we have so much identical, starting from the political outlook. We have been alliance in so many international alliances. We have English as the formal official language. We have a young population. We have the same aspiration for democracy. We have been fighting for the establishment of elected government against the military regime. There have been people's power here in Pakistan. Also, there was a people under the Bhutto regime. People's the
Musharraf regime wasn't a military regime. Was that called the military?
It was in a way. Musharraf was not basically elected in, but he was later on. He stayed on, and finally it was again the people very nicely. That was a transition which took place, the elections in 2008. And since then there is a politically elected government in Pakistan, and both the governments, that is President Aquino and our President Zardari and the Bhutto family, also we have very close relations in all the fields. At international forums we cooperate with each other, where the, you can say, Pakistan and Philippines, we co-sponsor many resolutions at the UN, which is for basically interfaith between Islam and Catholic Christianity. We support each other. We have so many on the political side. There are so many visits at the high level. We have political consultation talks between Pakistan and Philippines. We had visits of Bishop Ulma Conference, which is a BUC from here, from the Philippines.
What is that again? Bishops?
Ulma Conference. That is basically...
What does that mean?
As you can, bishops are from the Christian, Ulma from the clergy, for the Muslim clergy. Ulma. Bishop Ulma Conference. So they
Ulma is a priest of Islamic?
Islamic. He is a scholar in Islam.
So not Mawla or not?
No, Ulma, he leads the prayers, he can be there, but because this has been so successfully done here in the south of Philippines, in Mindanao, so we have also, as you know, a substantial minority of Christians in Pakistan. So this went there, BUC delegation, to show, we already know it, there's nothing to show about it, that how well both the communities, the Christians and the Muslims, can live together
in Pakistan,
and how well they are living here in the Philippines also. So this is one of the commonalities. Then we have, among the people, we have exchanges of students from Pakistan to Philippines, from Philippines to Pakistan. We have trade between both the countries, between Pakistan and Philippines. The trade figure is rising every year, literally, and it's in a high trajectory. And we have so, and that's good. And we, from Pakistan, pharmaceutical, which is needed here, big thing here. Then rice, then garments, then textile, then yarn.
Any major corporations, businesses of Pakistan that have made Philippines their home, or any Philippine companies that are setting up businesses in Pakistan? Anything active, big time investment happening either side of the borders?
From Pakistan in the Philippines?
Either way,
yes, of course. Here we have a number of excellent, outstanding businessmen from Pakistan. Rather, they have made Philippines as their second home. And they are married here with wonderful, and I know them personally. They are wonderful people. They are establishing industry here.
Any Harfan Maula?
Yes, exactly. They are people there who are in all the business. They are in textile. They are in pharmaceutical. Because as you would know, Pakistanis are very enterprising people.
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know.
Like it, because from India also, like Indians, they are enterprising.
I'm from Japan.
Okay, yeah, it's visible. No, Pakistanis are definitely, they are a very resilient, very enterprising people, and despite all the challenges, we come up successfully, and we are able to conquer the problem, whichever is there. Because of this, the businessmen who are here, Pakistani businessmen, they have been able to establish industries. And among them, one of the businessmen is Mr. Aslam. He is one of our, as you said, Harfan Maula.
Harfan Maula means
yes.
a jack of all trades.
No, Harfan Maula is not a jack of all trades. It is a man who knows everything. He is no, but in a better way.
Okay, all right. Sir, anything in the future of Philippines and Pakistan? Is there something that's brewing or cooking up that we may be able to see in terms of trade or any social happenings in the coming months or years?
Yes, definitely. Pakistan and Philippines recently ratified the Joint Economic Commission. Already, as I told you, yes, Joint Economic Commission it's for the economic activity, it's for trade, it's for business, it's for investment. And both Pakistan and the Philippines, we have so much commonalities. We have the same culture, we have the same historical background, we were colonial past. So there are so many commonalities. Basically, with Philippines, thank God, Pakistan has no friction whatsoever. We have one of the best relations, rather with all the Southeast Asian countries, we have one of the best relations. Philippines, since more than 62 years, we are among Pakistan, as I told you earlier, it's among the first countries which established a diplomatic relation here. After our independence, 1947, 1949, we were already here. So JEC, this will be a Joint Economic Commission. This will be to enhance trade, enhance investment, and this will, of course, what it will do, it will activate people-to-people contact, businessmen. And once the businessmen and the people-on-people contact are there, then there's no limit. The sky is the limit. Of course, then the businessmen can go and they will both see what
incentives does Pakistan provide to Filipino or any foreign investors to come in and set up shop in Pakistan? Are there any opportunities like tax breaks or
we have this
what is the government doing?
Yes, we have economic zones in Pakistan where there's a tax-free period for a certain period where they can invest. All the facilities are provided to them. Already, as I mentioned to you, Gwadar Port, which is
Gwadar Port
and also the Karachi Port, they have access from there. Literally, it's all there. Everything opens up. You can go over to the Middle East. You can go over to the Central Asian Republic, wherever you like. It's a linchpin, and this investment, once Pakistan is providing the incentives for the businessmen to come over, start business there, and they will be tax-free exempt for a certain period. And this will help them establish what will be good for Pakistan. It will give job opportunities for our people in Pakistan. For the businessmen, they will have their business, they will have their industry, they can export and they can earn that much. For Pakistan and Philippines, of course, Philippines in dire need of pharmaceuticals, for rice and all. And then for that reason, it is we can provide them high quality, low cost medicines.
So let me take the questioning, this interview to a higher level, to the global level. You mentioned that the world is becoming flatter and smoother and much more peaceful since the Berlin Wall, since 1986. Now, every country is working towards building its image. What is Pakistan doing globally in light of the fact that Osama was found in Pakistan? What is Pakistan doing about its global image?
As you would be aware, Osama was, of course, killed by a U.S. operation in Abbottabad, which is about 2 hours drive from Islamabad. He had basically, let me make it one thing very clear.
Yes, sir.
Osama had declared, or Al-Qaeda had declared war on Pakistan. And they have...
Not just on the world, but on Pakistan too.
Literally on Pakistan, and waves after waves they were sending suicide bombers. They had not left any place in Pakistan, no city in Pakistan was safe. We suffered more than any country in the world. We suffered 30,000 casualties among the civilians. 30,000 people, you can imagine, multiply by at least 5 or 10 more because the family who got affected by it. 30,000 civilian casualties.
Maybe more than 5 families.
And yes, and then more than 5,000 security forces, para forces, they were martyred in this action because we have, as a nation, as Pakistan as a nation, has made counter-terrorism as its priority one. And this is what we are doing. And as you would agree, of course, in this case, It was a covert operation by the American SEAL.
Right,
Pakistan government and Pakistani forces were not aware of it. But in the past, and even till today,
Yes, sir.
we have excellent relation with America. It is a very significant relation.
Not just
And
America, I think it's a
with the rest of
global
the
issue,
world.
it's a global
And
issue.
Pakistan has played a significant role in containing terrorism. And because of Pakistan's effort and because of Pakistan's sacrifices, literally, these people are just limited to a small portion bordering Afghanistan and Pakistan. They have not been able to spread out, which I'm sure was their desire. That is why they had declared war on Pakistan, because we are the only
Because you
obstacle
were
in
not
front of them.
supporting it.
We are definitely, eliminating them. We are at war with them. Pakistan priority or Pakistan main objective is counter-terrorism, to kill them, because it is not who would support, no say country would support a terrorism.
What does this do for the relationships between Pakistan's immediate neighbors? In the north, I think, is Afghanistan, and to the south, it's India.
No, India is to our east.
To the east,
On the
okay.
west is Afghanistan. In the north is China, and in the south, also in the southwest, is Iran. So Pakistan is in a country is a very sensitive location.
So you have no challenges with China and Iran. It's just Afghanistan and India.
With India, things are moving fine, because
Yeah.
as you know, India is our neighbor, literally
Yeah,
next door neighbor. And it is a responsibility on both Pakistan and India to have peace,
Yeah.
stability,
Yeah.
and prosperity for the betterment of the people. And this is what we both realize it. Basically, the leadership in India, leadership in Pakistan, they are both aware of it, that this is the time that we have to, because both India and Pakistan are nuclear states.
It can be a live and let live policy. The
Because
culture
we
can-
all understand the advantages of living peacefully, because
Yeah.
that brings stability, that brings prosperity, that brings economic activity and the betterment of the people. Because at the end of the day, both the countries want the
Otherwise,
betterment
we'll
of
be
the
wasting
people.
years and years of doing nothing, like the Cold War.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
And this is what I'm so glad, as you might be aware, just this week, our foreign minister, Ms. Hina Rabbani Khar, and the Indian foreign minister.
What is her name?
Miss Hina Rabbani
And
Khar.
she's only 34. Okay.
She is, although she's 34, but she is from a political family.
Right.
She has been in the parliament since 2002.
Yeah.
And before becoming the foreign minister, she was our Minister of State for Economic Affairs Division. She was our Minister of State at the Foreign Office. And now she is our full federal minister.
What were the essential points of discussion? Recently, 2 days ago.
On 27th of July, they met in New
3 days
Delhi.
ago,
Yes. So they both had agreed. It basically, this meeting brought in ushered in an era of peace and cooperation between both the big power countries, India and Pakistan of the region. And they realized that talk, discussion, dialogue, that is the only way forward. We don't have any other alternative. Both the countries, they realize it. It's very clear. For both Pakistan and India, what is the other alternative? Nothing but to proceed further and with dialogue, and to engage each other in dialogue to peacefully resolve all outstanding issues. There are a number of outstanding issues. We are not, you can say there's no issues, but no, there are many issues between India and Pakistan, but they can all be resolved peacefully.
Sir, on behalf of the expat community, on behalf of the Filipino and the rest of the world that I probably represent, we wish you the very best, and we hope that the peace will come together much too quickly than expected. No?
Inshallah. God.
Sir, we will take a break for 1 minute, and I have a little surprise for you. You mentioned that Jack of all trades, the chairman of the Philippine-Pakistan Business Council. We managed to invite him here, and we'll bring him and let him sit right next to you, and we'll talk about the ground level, what's happening at the business level between Pakistan and Philippines. So
excellent.
Hope we'll take that up. Huh?
Good.
So stay with us, and we'll be inviting Mr. Muhammad Aslam, who the ambassador was talking about, and we'll have a discussion on what's happening at the ground level between Philippines and Pakistan. I'm your host Raju Mandhyan. You are watching ExPat InSights. Stay tuned. Good evening. Welcome back to ExPat InSights. I'm your host Raju Mandhyan. We were with the ambassador of Pakistan. Now we are still with the ambassador of Pakistan, and a gentleman from Pakistan who has made Philippines his home for the longest time, Mr. Muhammad Aslam. He is the chairman of the Pakistan Business Council, and he's also a businessman. Mr. Aslam, welcome to ExPat InSights. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
So give us a little background about your life in the Philippines, Mr. Aslam.
Actually, I came 1989 in this country, right? I was a scholar from Pakistan.
You were a scholar to the Philippines?
Yeah.
In what subject? What?
Is a Master of Construction Management.
Construction? What university did you come to?
I'm from UE.
University of East.
Yeah, UE. This is only one offering the course, this college only in this country.
Oh, Master of Construction.
Yeah,
so you were in the building industry.
Yeah, basically I'm a mechanical engineer, also civil engineer also, right?
Oh, okay.
But my family business in the textile.
Yes, sir.
And when I came here, that time we are exporting from Pakistan to Philippines, Japan, Taiwan, Korea, the fabrics only.
You were exporting fabrics out of Pakistan?
From Pakistan.
All right.
And when I came here, I stay here, I decide to, we don't sell the fabric here, we will make the finished product to sell this country.
So you invest, you increase the value add of the Philippines.
Right. Because I believe the craftsmanship of Filipino is very, very nice also.
It's good. Okay.
It's good also. So we start this our company with a few people, right?
What's the name of your company?
Hajjis Industries.
Hajjis?
Hajjis Industries.
Hajj like as in like Mecca?
Yeah. No. H-U-D-G-H-E-S. Hajjis Industries.
Oh, it's an American name.
Yeah,
Hajjis.
American
Okay.
name.
It's not Hajj.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we start this company from the few people also like that, and then people telling to me why you are investing for the manufacturing side here. It's so difficult to survive here.
Yes.
But I believe here also right now, starting from this company from 7 people, right now we have 500 people working in the company.
You employ 500 people in the textile industry.
Textile industry also.
What is your market here, sir?
The market is 95% our local market. We are supplying for all the department stores by carrying our brand Trendsetter.
Trendsetter bed sheets and stuff?
Bed sheets and towel also. And then we're supplying all the hotels, 5-star hotels, motels, hospitals, resorts. We are the leading company in the Philippines.
So you're the bed sheet king.
You can say also.
The bed sheet, the emperor of bed sheets.
Actually, you know what, when you're talking about the bed sheet, is the old concept is that when your mother went to the market and buy the 5-meter fabric and cut in the house and stitch. But it's not like that. Now this technology is very advanced, right?
Right.
So we have the comforters, coverlets from 140 thread count to
the whole linen industry.
Whole linen industries from 140 thread count to 1000 thread count. We are making this kind.
So how good has the Philippines been to you besides providing quality service? What were the advantages for you compared to doing business in Pakistan or any other country in the world? Why did you think that there was an opportunity for you in the Philippines? What was it?
The Pakistan, basically our market in Europe, in America, right?
Right,
okay.
sir.
And Pakistani businessmen mostly look like for the jackpot, because America is...
What does that mean, sir, jackpot?
America is a big market, right? America is a big market. The volume is there.
Yeah.
Europe also there. But the Middle East or the Far East area, it's not the very big market for the Pakistani product before, right?
Okay.
And this is the thinking of the Pakistani businessman. But if you know the cricket, right, very popular game.
I know basketball.
No, the cricket match, you cannot win only the 6 or 4, right? You need a single run also.
Right.
So I believe in the single run also here like that. And
okay, so short gains,
yes,
small gains,
right,
but repeated gains.
Repeated again. You see, last few years before, there is a crisis in the whole world, right?
Asian
financial crisis.
Yes.
But we are not affected.
Philippines wasn't affected.
We are not affected, right?
Absolutely, okay.
So we survive here also. Yeah. And second thing, why we are manufacturing here? Because the Filipino people have different mentality, right? We cannot be compared with the European and American also like that, right? They have their own choice, own color, style also, own living standard also like that. So we have to make for them, for their own requirement.
So you have Philippinized the linen industry and you're producing it locally to sell it to the local market.
Right. We have the export also, very few.
Do you want to explain, Your Excellency, what he meant by jackpot?
Getting a big buck.
It's a big opportunity.
The volume, of course, America has a big volume, right? So the Pakistan, they are preferred to the business to the...
so small gains, not going for the big king. All right, fantastic. How many businessmen are here like you, Mr. Aslam? Mr. Ambassador, are there more Pakistani businessmen who have made Philippines their home besides the chairman of the council?
Yes, there are others also, some Pakistanis. They are in businesses like having grocery shops, so they get import things from Pakistan, from all over the world. And basically it is more the Pakistan oriented spices are available there, so most of the Pakistani ladies They go there, they buy it, and they have also settled down here for the last more than
Oh, no
20 years.
major multinational.
Oh, no, definitely. Pakistanis we are more than 1,000 Pakistanis here.
Yeah.
And most of them are working at the Asian Development Bank.
Oh, sorry, hang on. There's a picture of you. Those pictures of you are coming up. These are with the President,
Aquino and with the Foreign Secretary.
Maybe we'll have them run them again so that we could talk about
Yes.
that. But there you are.
Yes,
This
exactly.
is when you came in October 2009?
No, but at that time President Gloria was the president.
GMA was the
yes.
president.
This is of this year. This New Year's reception
After he was appointed.
He was appointed. He was already the president since last year. And this is this year's New Year reception held by the president. And this I am meeting Del Rosario, the Foreign Secretary, once he took over about a couple of months back. And so he held a reception. So he's there. My wife is in the background, and Del Rosario's wife is there.
And what is that picture of a building or construction like a mosque or a temple? What is this?
This is in Islamabad. This is the Pakistan. They have made it. It's the history of Pakistan shown here. This is near our 0 point, which once you enter Islamabad.
What is this called?
This is Pakistan Monument.
It's called the Pakistan
Yes,
Monument, and it's in Lahore?
No, it's in Islamabad.
Islamabad.
So it is all in those big pictures which are there.
Leaf-like
Yes.
pictures,
So basically all there you have the history of Pakistan is depicted there. How it started off, the people who were involved in it, then the migration, and then of course the
And you're talking about the history going back to 1940.
1940s, even before that, exactly. Once the poets and all they started off the struggle.
Sir, okay, so coming back to businesses in Philippines, besides the linen industry, besides the spices and foods and ADB personnel, any more?
Yes, of course, a number of Pakistanis are working at Nestle. They are working at Citibank.
Right.
So most of our people are generally, most of them are working in multinationals and well-established people. And those otherwise in the south of the Philippines, they are businessmen. They are in automobile industry. So they are basically selling parts of cars, and they are making good business. And also in Cebu, we have number of Pakistani students, so they are studying there.
What are Filipinos in Pakistan doing? There are about 3,000 Filipinos and more I hear in Pakistan. What are they doing? Are they in industry? Are they employed with corporate?
Yeah, some of them are, of course, domestic help. They are there, but major they are in our hospitals as nurses. They are there in our multinationals working as secretaries, and they are also, some of them are working as consultant in the multinational going from here to Pakistan. So the number is good. But we would like to have more Filipinos and more Pakistani people-to-people contact.
More
interchange, exactly.
Sir, this show is coming to an end. We have been happy to have you here and heard everything about Pakistan and the future of Pakistan-Philippine relationships. I have only 3 more questions to go, if that's okay, no?
Okay.
The number one question on my mind is, what is your hope and dream for Philippines? Being an outsider, you, Mr. Aslam, who has made Philippines his home, what's your dream for Philippines? What do you want Philippines to be at its best?
Philippines at its best.
At its best.
Okay, the Philippines is a country which has a lot of potentials. It should be moving forward. Less corruption, as always the president and the local politicians are saying.
Which the present administration
has
is
also said it. And it has really, Philippines has a lot of potentials. And people are hardworking. As I also told you, they are polite, they are courteous, and they are very patient people. And with their patience and with the right environment and the right leadership, they can definitely move forward.
So your one dream is lesser corruption and more progress. How about you, Mr. Aslam? What do you want Philippines to be?
No, I agree with my ambassador, because Philippines have very big potential, right? The major, in my view, from 21 years this country, right? We are not working out from the tourism side, right? Mostly Pakistani people going to tourist for the
they go to Singapore,
Bangkok, Thailand, right? We are not proper promoting our tourism side to other country, and we have everything which the other country have, right?
So you think the tourism, the area of tourism should be more focused upon, and all the 7,100 islands should be more exposed, and infrastructure should be built?
Really, you compare with our neighbor country, we are better than everywhere.
We are much more beautiful.
We have no language problem, we have no other problem also, but why the tourist is not coming here?
Okay.
So we have to work out for this tourism also.
All right. Now, Pakistanis, I understand, have a deep culture, and you have a very special romantic language called the Urdu, no?
True.
And I've had some experiences with it. Would you like to share some kind of a philosophy for the Filipino audience, saying that this is what the Pakistan virtues or values are. Is there something you want to share? Beautiful.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Because we have Iqbal. He is a poet philosopher of Pakistan. He gave the concept. Iqbal, Muhammad Iqbal. Allama Iqbal.
Mr. What's his name? The author of the Prophet. Khalil Gibran was not from Pakistan.
No, he's Iqbal. IQBA.
Khalil Gibran was from Turkey or from some other country.
Yeah. No, but Iqbal is a poet philosopher.
Right.
And he wrote excellent poetry and verses. And one of his best, but I feel, which is international, you can go all over the world.
Yeah.
I will first say it in his language, and
Okay.
then I will try to explain it to you in English.
Okay,
But
okay.
what he said was that "Khudi ko kar baland itna,
खुदी को कर बुलंद इतना
कि हर तकदीर से पहले
कि हर तकदीर से पहले
खुदा बंदे से खुद पूछे,
खुदा बंदे से खुद पूछे,
बता तेरी रजा क्या है."
बता तेरी रजा क्या है. I'm Japanese, but I can follow you.
Khudi is basically, khudi means that it is your self-respect, esteem, spirit.
Yeah.
Then Iqbal is giving, because Iqbal's concept was of khudi, that your self,
yeah.
your spirit, your self-respect. So he's saying that raise it so high, make
raise
it so
it
good,
to the
spiritual level, your esteem, your self-respect so high that even God Almighty should ask the person, the man, that what do you want, what you desire, rather than leaving it to the fate or to the destiny. No, it should be, the man should be so high, the khudi, because of his self-esteem, that even God asks that what destiny you want, what faith you want.
So let me simplify this from the point of view of from where I'm coming from. That means you raise your self-esteem and spirituality to such level.
Exactly.
You become so divine towards it that you're almost close to God. And then if your fortune changes, you participate in changing your fortune.
Exactly,
Something
because the
like
fortune will be, then you will be the one, because you are asking, the God will be asking
so
you.
That's deep Pakistan.
Very deep, and that is the thing, because basically, and it is international, it can apply all over the world.
Make you model yourself.
Make yourself strong.
Make your model, yes.
So people follow you.
All right. Sir, thank you very much for being on this show. And if there's any question that I haven't asked you yet about Pakistan, if you want to share something, the last couple of minutes are for you. And Aslam, you can take 1 minute, and Your Excellency, you can take 1 minute, and that camera is yours, and say anything that I might have not asked you.
Okay. So first of all, of course, initially, as I said, we are glad that our foreign ministers met. And there's a new era of peace and cooperation and for peace in the region. And for me, honestly, the hope is that there should be a country, Pakistan, my country, it should be prosperous, developed, and it should have freedom, democracy, equality, tolerance, and self-esteem of the people. And this is not only there, rather the people should cherish it. People should value it, and it is fully respected by everyone.
All right, thank you very much. So I pray for it, peace, love and forgiveness. How about you, Mr. Aslam?
Yeah, I get these opportunities as a businessman. Being a chairman of Philippine-Pakistan Business Council, right? One of the responsibility to increase the both side of the bilateral trade, right? 2004, our bilateral trade is only $70–80 million.
Yeah.
As of now, today is $220–230 million, right? The good thing or the bad thing is that, the good thing is that we can import everything from my neighbor countries, from Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, everything. The Philippines have all this product is here.
So you should become more local. See,
we can import the same thing from the India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, or this one. We can import from the Philippines also. But the problem is that the freight is too high. We cannot improve our bilateral trade between the two countries.
Oh, logistics is your challenge.
Logistics is very expensive. I give example, right? From Pakistan to here, it's 20-foot container is $850. But when you send from Philippines to Pakistan, is $1,500 US.
Ah, okay. So that must be because of the traffic from here to Pakistan.
So how come we promote the Filipino product to Pakistan?
So you want people to focus on that?
Of course, the Pakistani businessmen, they rather prefer to import from Sri Lanka. It's $600 in container.
Oh, so it's not the price value of the goods, but the cost of delivering the goods.
Transportation.
Most of the product we can import from the Philippines.
Well, I hope people in authority hear that, or
This is very, very
people in the
important, right?
shipping lines hear you and drop their rates.
You see, we import copra, we can coconut oil, we have
we can export it all.
We import from other countries, right?
Oh, right.
The same thing we export to the Pakistan.
Oh, okay. All right. So wish you best in that trade enhancement, sir, and wish you
Thank
best
you very
in your
much,
peace
Raju.
efforts.
Thank you.
And it's been great having you on this show. And I'd like to say
Khuda Hafiz.
Khuda Hafiz or Alvida, Alvida or
Allah Nigahban.
So Allah Nigirban is God watch over you.
Yes,
So,
exactly.
Thank you very much. So that was Ambassador Razi and Mr. Aslam from Pakistan, and I'm your host Raju Mandhyan. Thank you for watching ExPat InSights. We'll see you next week with people from the theatre, Miss Marie Moya and Michelle from MMQ Theatres. Good night and Mabuhay.